Does the guy got to make a certain amount of money?
Absolutely. He gotta have at least 200,000 a year. Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, meet Tasha. She's a 33-year-old woman that came onto a dating show by YouTuber Kendra G looking for somebody to possibly have a relationship with. And nothing is wrong with wanting a relationship with a man or a woman. I believe the entitlement that she has is going to be quite problematic. I don't really want to tell you too much about her, but I would like to press play so we can find out who she is and a little bit about her past.
I do. I have two boys. My oldest is 12. My youngest is 1.
You have a 1 year old?
Yes.
Are they by the same man?
Yes.
Why y'all not together? You had a baby a year ago.
Um, because I feel like we got together when we were so young. We didn't really know what we wanted in a relationship. We didn't know what it entailed. And so as we gotten older, we started to grow apart. We were growing, together. So it just wasn't working out.
So
Long
when did y'all
story
break up?
short, in 2021.
Okay. Have you guys ever been married?
No.
No.
So from that first clip, we can see she's 33 years old. She has a child 12 years old, a newborn that is 1 year old, and she has never been married. So to recap, 33, single mom, 2 kids, never been married. Sounds like a great catch, right? But here's what she's looking for from a guy like you. Let's play that clip.
So what kind of man you looking for?
So I want somebody whole, first and foremost. I don't want no broken man, no way, no shape, form. Don't come to me with no broken pockets, broken heart, broken
Well, you
mentality.
said no waiting on State Farm.
I said no way, shape, or form.
Oh, no way, shape, or form. Okay, okay.
Yeah, come to me whole. Like I want somebody who is stable, financially literate, who is a bit. I prefer a business owner, entrepreneur, because what I do, like I'm an entrepreneur, and I just don't feel like I would be good with somebody who is not, simply because I take a lot of risks. And I just want my person to understand the risk that is involved with being an entrepreneur. So I prefer somebody who is a business owner, God fearing, absolutely. He has to be God fearing. And what I mean by God fearing is like, your Bible, you know what it's not, don't try to use it to manipulate me and get me to do what you want, like you actually practice. Granted, we're all gonna fall short, because I'm not perfect and I'm not gonna ever make it seem like I'm just a perfect Christian. However, I do try to, do what's right and be right with God. He has to pray. He has to know how to pray. He has to know how to lead. He has to be a good role model because I have 2 young Black boys. So he has to be a good role model, although their father is in the picture and he's an amazing father. But if you're gonna be around my kids, you gotta be a good role model. Um, Princess treatment is required. It is.
What is princess
uh,
treatment? What is detail what princess treatment is to you?
Being spoiled. I like to be spoiled. I like my, I like to be able to be soft. I like to be able to be within my feminine self. I feel like I'm at peace. I'm single. I'm at peace. So if you take me out of my element and you take me where I have to put back on my grizzly face, or I have to be this, like something that I'm not, I don't want it. I want to be able to be treated a certain way. Um, Gifts are required, but I also give gifts as well. Um, I don't know.
Okay. Now listen, let's just jump in here because I know some men will say you have a 1 year old. So what do you say to the guy
Okay.
that might be cautious that you have a 1 year old child?
I mean, I don't really have nothing to say to a person who's cautious about that. Like, I mean, it is what it is. It's unfortunate that his father and I didn't work out. But I don't feel like my person is worried about that. So if it's
Okay.
a person that's worried about that, he's just not my person. Not like, cause my baby is my baby. I'm not gonna explain. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not anything between my kid's father and I. But I'm also not going to try to make excuses. Like it is what it is. Like
Did your child's father give you princess treatment?
absolutely,
Okay.
yeah,
And why did y'all not
yeah.
work out again?
I just don't think that we were. So if I'm being honest, so when I got into real estate, we were together and we started doing business together. And I feel like our relationship became more about business rather than the personal. And he's like a really business driven individual. So like he wake up thinking about business, he go to sleep thinking about business. And it stopped being romantic and it started to be like a business partnership. And I didn't like it. I don't think he enjoyed it. And I also think that we just grew apart ultimately. I think that, we did stuff to try to rekindle the relationship, but I just don't think that, God pulled us apart. Long story short, God was like, it's time to go. And when God says,
So that was a lot to unpack, right? Now, she's saying a whole lot. She doesn't want anybody that has any problems. She wants you to be ready. She wants you to have the perfect situation. She don't want you to come from a bad situation. Although her situation for a lot of guys is not the standard, right? It's not the best situation to be in. 33, a kid that's 12, a kid that's 1, you've never actually been married. So a man is stepping into that and you want him to be a good role model for these kids, right? In a big city like Phoenix, Arizona, where there's plenty of women who are single. But then she also talks about this: God-fearing, reading the Bible, enjoys the scriptures. That's very interesting that she wants a man that can do that because, well, didn't she admit early on that she has 2 kids out of wedlock and she's never been married? Isn't that interesting? I mean, it's crazy. These people want somebody to take them serious when they are not a real serious Christian themselves. How do you have 2 kids out of wedlock, but you're demanding that this guy read the Bible? Obviously, you don't read the Bible or take it serious, but you want somebody else to take it serious. That's crazy, right? But it gets better. She wants to get the princess treatment. Remember her saying that because she has 2 black boys and, but besides having a black boy, she wants the princess treatment. And she admits the baby daddy gave her a princess treatment, but she's not even with him. Then she says, well, Kendra asks her, if you have a 1-year-old and guys have a problem with that or question about that, what do you think? Guess what? She doesn't care. Doesn't matter. I don't feel like I need to explain myself, but at the same time, you want what you want, but it gets worse, right? And I know there's lots to unpack with that. I can't cover everything, but I want you to talk about, with you rather, how much she expects this man to make before she can deal with him.
Do you you said he can have kids. Do you want to get married?
mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay. Does the guy got to make a certain amount of money?
Absolutely. He got to have at least 200,000 a year. Yeah.
Okay. 200K. So 150 is not even enough for you.
Really, just because I don't want anybody, like, if I'm being honest, I don't want anybody who makes like less than me. I really feel like when it comes to like the woman that I am, granted, I can't speak for nobody else, but I feel like I want to be able to hold my man to a certain caliber. I want to respect him and I want him to feel like he's the king. So if I'm making more than him, I don't think that he gonna get what he's looking for from me.
Now, this is very interesting because in the previous clip, I forgot to mention that she said, well, her and her baby daddy didn't work out. And the reason why they didn't work out was because he was a businessman, although she prefers a guy who's a businessman because he would understand her life. And she needs $200,000 a year minimum, because if you don't make that, then she probably would have a hard time respecting you. So let's think about this. In a city like Phoenix, Arizona, which is actually one of the United States' biggest cities, you want a man that makes $200,000 a year, give you that kind of treatment, and then be a stepfather to your children? It's almost comical when you hear what people have to say. Now, you can wish for whatever you want in life, but it doesn't mean that you're going to get it. And I know people think that, well, you know what, when you're in the red pill, you're in the manosphere, you think that things are crazy. But I want you to look at some of the comments that these people made, right? So let's check out Checkers Lane. This was actually on the video. So a man who makes $200,000 a year is seeking a woman with 2 kids who won't give him any kids. Oh yeah, by the way, she doesn't want kids. A woman whose baby daddy didn't even see her fit for marriage. These ladies are crazy. Yeah, so he wouldn't marry you. You don't want to have any kids with the new guy. So the new guy has to do what the old guy wouldn't do. Yeah, right? Chance the Chief says this. So let's get this right. 200K minimum, princess treatment, spoil her, be a stepfather to her kids, must be okay with her not giving you any children, must marry her. What a deal. I mean, you see why guys are going overseas. This other guy, TubeSlash, says she said her ex is a great father, a good businessman, and treated her like a princess, but she left him. Yashika Michelle says this. I think it's funny how she leads with her money. She goes to say that guy has to be business minded and he would be lucky to be with her because she's business minded. Ironically, left her baby daddy because the relationship was too business minded. Like, really? Oh, and then JT says, baby mamas, I want a God-fearing man, me. What does the Bible say about children outside of marriage? I mean, this is very hard. I hate to say this, but I'm about to say it. People who think like this, it's so hard to take these people serious. And this is why most guys do not. Not to say that men don't take certain women serious. It's just hard to take people who are delusional serious. And this is what guys are coming across. And guys are quietly making the exit route to another country or to somebody else. Because people like this need to get serious. And this lady is not that serious. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.